Hello everyone, it's just Mikuo here today, and welcome to my review of the LEGO system set Shanghai Surprise. This was part of the Ninja sub-theme of LEGO Castle, and this particular set came out in 1998. It's set 3050, and sometimes there's a -1 put at the end, but I don't know what that means. It has 104 pieces and 3 figures, so let's take a look at those 3 figures right now. So the first figure here is the Red Ninja, not to be confused with Kai from Ninjago, and he is equipped with 2 paddles to paddle the boat. This paddle design is an older one, so it's a little less detailed, and I think it's a little shorter too. I kind of like that length better because I do feel like they might be a little big for minifigures nowadays, but both paddle designs are good. This is the one you get in the set, and like I said, he does have 2 of them. He also has a black sword on his back there. I don't know why it tells you to put the swords up like that, but honestly it doesn't look that bad, so I'm just going to keep it that way. And the outfit design is pretty simple. Legs are plain except for the black waist, and then his torso has like a shuriken and a knife sticking out of it with like this basic robe pattern. Touches of gold I really appreciate there too. The face print is really cool. I like the headband and like the hair there, and the eye style is really unique also. I think that they did a pretty good job with that. No back printing, as this was a long time ago and they didn't really do that back then. The ninja mask is also a different material than they are nowadays. I think it's like some sort of different plastic, though this one actually kind of feels like the new one. I'm not sure if that's because mine's used. But if you get like the set from 1998, it's going to have an older style mask, so it might feel a little different. And you do get 2 of this figure, so you do get 4 paddles total. And now that there's 2 here, I'd say this is getting out of hand, so let's move on to the next figure. The other figure in the set here is Shogun, I think, because there's another figure that looks nothing like this, who is also named Shogun according to Brickset. I don't really know what that means, but this is a pretty cool figure. I really like the metallic horns on the helmet there. He has a pistol and a sword in like a light gray, which is really cool because they don't make them like that anymore. Also, something to note about these swords is that they all have like a hexagon here around the handle, whereas newer ones have the square. I think the hexagon shape is much cooler, so I don't know why they got rid of that. And he also has like this armor, and these are of course old grays because it was 1998, as you know. He has some nice leg printing there, and let's take the armor off so you can get a better look at the torso. So without the armor, you can see he has this really cool torso design with dragons on the side, and he has like a knife there. And I really like the detail on this overall. It's just a really nice looking print. His face also, you can see now, has a red headband going across the top, and he has the sideburns. I think that's a really cool face, and again, on the back, you will find nothing. Moving on to the builds of the set, there are actually 2 builds here. One of them is this simple dock, which is currently attached to the boat via chain, but you can easily just take that off, and then there's the dock. So the dock here is literally 6 pieces, including the chain, but I think those pieces go a long way, because it adds the play feature of chaining and unchaining the boat to the dock. And the dock has a good amount of empty space here to display figures. You could even stage like a little fight scene here if you really wanted to. So this is pretty good for playability, even though it's not much of a design here. So the main build of the set is of course this boat here. I happen to really like LEGO boats, and this is no exception despite being an older, blockier design. That actually just makes me like it more because I happen to really like older sets, though it may not hold up to today's standards for a lot of people. The color scheme here of tan, black, gray, and blue I think was a very strange choice, but it really worked out. I like the way that they mixed all those colors together, and I think it did create a really good end result here, so let's move in a little closer to get a better look at the details. So up front, I think has one of the bigger shaping problems with this top area here. The bottom piece looks really nice, but then they kind of don't follow through with that shape all too well at the top. I still think it looks pretty good, and I really like these 2 lights that they have, like lantern maybe. There's also spears here. I'm not really sure what the purpose of the spears are, but I think they look pretty cool as well. And right here, there's actually another play feature. You can't tell that well, but there is actually a brown box under here. So if you lift up the blue pieces, which is a little tricky to do, then you can see in here there is a few gems. You get a red gem, a yellow gem, and I believe there's a blue gem in here, and if I can find it. Well, I destroyed the set, but there's the blue gem. Something else important to note is that I mentioned this is a little tricky to get off. It's even trickier to get back on. I'm not sure why, it just isn't always the easiest thing to do, though it did go on really well that time. Moving along, we have two expertly crafted seats here, 2x4 bricks. They do get the job done, though. You can sit both your ninjas down with the paddles and they can paddle away. And behind that is a chest here. And here we have some golden coins, this like old shiny coin design, which they used for a while. I don't know exactly when they stopped, but I'm pretty sure they don't do that anymore. Also in here, there is a black musket piece, if I can get it out. Here you can see the black musket that fits in there. It kind of just sits back there. I'm used to getting these in brown, so I think the black coloring is a nice change there. Back to the boat, you have this top seating area here. You might call it a throne or something, maybe. Doesn't look like anything too special to me. There's like a railing behind it there. But you can just sit a figure like Shogun, who I still haven't put the armor back on, but you get the idea. He kind of sits there. Also here we have this flag design, which is really cool. I really like the flag design that they have here. You get one on each side of the boat, of course. And it does match the coloring of the boat pretty well, so that's a nice addition. Then you have these weird pieces hanging off the back, which I don't really get the point of, but I do think it looks rather nice. Also in the back is like this blue little railing piece there, and I think that's pretty cool. So overall, maybe not the most modern boat design, but I really do think it looks pretty nice. I wanted to take some time to look at the instructions. They have the LEGO System logo and this really nice art here. Obviously I don't have a box, but the art would be the same. I really like the way the water looks and all the scenery looks pretty nice. The inside of the instructions have like this cool sunset type design to it with the coloring. Other than that, there's really nothing to note. There's like a little ninja logo in the back, and then you can see them like building the boat, and that's pretty cool, so just thought that was interesting to take a look at. Overall, I think Shanghai Surprise is a really good set, especially for its time. It retailed for about $12, which is a very fair price. Nowadays you can find it about $25 used, which I also think is fair based off its age, and it is a pretty sizable build despite having only 100 or so pieces. Still decent size, so I think 25 is totally worth it if you're a fan of old LEGO, maybe you're a Ninjago fan and you want to go for something a little older, or maybe you just like boats. Personally, I like all three, so it's basically the perfect set for me. And my only real complaint would just be the name. I don't know what this actually has to do with Shanghai. I mean, maybe the boat's in a Shanghai river, but I just think the name's kind of weird, like it literally doesn't even mention boat in it. Obviously, that's a nitpick and not at all important, so still a really great set. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I will see you in another video.